Are you dreading of going to work every single day? Every Monday, you hope that the weekends will arrive faster. After 5 whole days of torturous work, your weekends went by like a breeze, and you went into a state of disbelief that the weekends are already over, making you dread the start of a new work week the next day. If this is you, keep watching. Hi everyone, Tousou Caveman here. I post videos challenging myself to learn as many skills as possible, while talking about various interesting topics to motivate you to become a better version of yourself than before. While we discuss on today's topic, I'll be learning a new pen spinning skill called the extended thumb around. Do learn it together with me while listening to my commentary. Every Monday, you dread the start of work. Every Friday, you're burnt out from work, hoping to get your well-needed break during the weekends. Every Sunday, you're surprised at how fast the weekends passed already. This cycle repeats for the next few months, a year, 2 years, or the next thing you know, it has been decades. Will you be content living your life like this for the next couple of years, where you are constantly looking forward to your weekends, only for the whole cycle to repeat again? As I started to realize this, it sparked a fire within me, where I told myself that I have to find a way to get out of this cycle, to be able to work on something meaningful and not just look forward to the weekends. Working on this channel would be my stepping stone to what I want to do in the future, which is to provide value to people and not someone else's company. This brings me to my next point, which is realizing that I am working for someone else's happiness. Toiling hours after hours every day, handling various stresses, whether it be from my work projects or from office politics, and working hard to complete deadlines, are all for the sake of the company. Regardless of how hard I work, I am bringing back the same salary every month. If I work hard enough after a few years, I could possibly stand a chance to get promoted. However, even with a promotion, I am expecting approximately a 10% increase in my basic salary. If I'm unlucky and don't get promoted even after working so hard, I'm only entitled to a yearly increment of a meager 1% or so. Basically, your hard work is not proportional to your salary, and I am definitely not able to live with that. Meanwhile, the boss of a company is out somewhere in Paris chilling with a cup of coffee, while the rest of his employees are working hard for his happiness. I'm not criticizing such bosses. In fact, I respect them, as that is what I want to achieve. I don't want to work for someone else's happiness. I want to work for myself. You don't have to work as a boss of a company to be happy. You can work for yourself by pursuing your passion. You can provide freelance services for film making if that's your interest, taking photos for weddings, open your own cafe, or start a small home business as a side hustle, and if it takes off, you can scale it to a bigger audience. Next, changing jobs doesn't solve the underlying issue. People would say, why not just change your job and get a better pay? Well, sure, your pay will increase. If you're lucky, you can get a 20% increase in your salary instead of waiting for a promotion. But still, you're still working that 9 to 5 life. With a change in company, the culture will be different. If the culture is much more worse than your previous company, you might be better off with a low paycheck, just for that better work-life balance and office culture. Even if you change companies, you're still constantly looking forward to every weekends, and the cycle repeats. Every year, you can take 2 weeks off for a short getaway from work. Then, you're back to suffering at work again. Another thing that brought me to this realization of why I am always miserable at my 9 to 5 job is if I were to continue working like this, I am like a robot. What I meant by this is, we are taught from a young age to study hard, graduate school, find a good job, build a great career, get married, have kids, work some more, then finally after working for several decades, to retire and enjoy reaping the rewards of your past efforts. As I repeated this sentence over and over, I can't believe that was what school has taught us from such a young age. To work for decades and decades, only to be able to reap the rewards after we are old and frail, with barely any energy left to spend all the money we work so hard for. I can't be content living the way that society has taught us the way we should. We are all different in our own ways, with different upbringings, but somehow find ourselves following the same path, to work for a big company, then retire, and enjoy the rewards after we are old and near our deathbeds. This can't be right. So, what should we do then? Be different. You don't necessarily have to find a job at a big company and keep working for a fixed salary. But I stand by my point that we should nevertheless attend school, although school was the one that taught us this robotic lifestyle. As long as we attend it with an open mind, it can teach us many things despite this flaw. We just have to make sure that we educate ourselves even outside of school and have our own opinions and not be a robot and follow word for word of what school has taught us. Be brave. If you want to start a business, just start one. Afraid of pursuing your passion? You only have one life. When will you try then? The last point of my realization will be for my loved ones. We could subject ourselves to that lifestyle that society has carved for us, to work for a company until we die, but to work 9 to 5 would mean that we only have that few hours after work to spend it with our family. Well, we could argue that we are doing it for our loved ones by bringing in the bread for them, but where's the satisfaction if I'm not there to see my future kids grow up? Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that working for yourself would mean that you don't have to work that 9 to 5. You may even work way longer hours than that. And here's the dilemma. Let's say we are working on our own business, we will definitely put in more hours than the basic 9 to 5. But at least we will be able to bring in more money for our family to enjoy. And the money that we bring in will be proportional to how hard we work compared to working for someone else's company. As long as you are working for yourself, you will face this dilemma, but at least you will have more control of how hard you want to work and when you want to work. All in all these points made me realize that working 9 to 5 is just not for me. I don't want to subject myself to this lifestyle that society has carved for me, and instead to work on things that I want to work on. Which is why, if you have been following this channel, I've shared about the various things that I've tried to get out of this rat race. So far, it hasn't been fruitful, which is where I feel will make this channel much more realistic and relatable, as I had not made it yet. Just a disclaimer, I'm not saying that working a 9 to 5 job is wrong. If your passion requires you to work the 9 to 5 life, let's say you have an interest as an engineer, a developer, or a procurement manager in a big company, then sure, by all means, pursue it with all your heart. There's nothing wrong with that. But to those that are not in this category of people, are you going to continue looking forward to your weekends every week? Or do you want to look forward to every single day, knowing that you're building something of your own? If you enjoyed this video, give this video a like, share this with your friends, and subscribe for more interesting content like this video.